Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Diana Alice and this is Nairo's Kitchen. So today I will be taking you along on how to make homemade yogurts. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to make homemade yogurt from scratch. So I'll take you through the steps from on how to do it. Then hopefully we'll all be able to learn. Then you do get to try to make the same for your family back at home and enjoy it. So at the moment, I'm defrosting the milk and place them in the deep freezer, but it is already boiled. So after it will be in a good state, we'll just begin the process. So if you're interested in making it, the best type of milk to use is the one that is milked directly from the cow. If you do not, if you are say in the cities, towns, setup and all that, you can always buy from the milk ATM, because at least it is not, it has not undergone that chemical process for storing them for long. The most preferred type of milk is the one that is directly milked from the cow, not the one that has already been processed. So we will be using that one, and then now it is time to switch the camera so that you can see the process as I begin to do it. Yeah, let us begin. So after I've shown you the milk that you're going to use, I'm going to use 1.5 liters. This is 500 ml. The other one is 1 liter. So I'm just bringing it to boil. I'll let that one melt, and then I will add this other one. This one is 1 liter. And mark you, I had already boiled it before. I also let it melt a little, then I'll add both of them. You can pause it. And you don't use water to remove it, because we need it thick. So there's no given point where you'll add water in it. It has to be purely milk and diluted. And if you're a fan of milk, this is the point where you'll be tempted to eat the ones that have frozen, like ice. So the first bottle is done. On to the next one. And then when you're making yogurt, you have to use like pure yogurt also, which you use as your culture. You can go with any flavor of choice. For myself, I prefer using the strawberry. And that is because the last time I made yogurt, I tried the vanilla one and I didn't like the experience with it. So I tried also the strawberry and the result was just perfect. So I prefer to go with strawberry. But I've learned the mistake that I did with the one that I previously made using the vanilla flavor. So if you want to try using vanilla, then that means that the quantity that you'll be using as your culture has to be more than the one you'll be using as compared to these other flavors. You'll have to use much of it. Still frozen. Next, we bring it to boil. Just a few minutes after, just pour them into the sufuria. We bring it to boil, yes, but not at to boil. You leave it at a temperature that is lukewarm, the one that you can feed a baby, or dip your index finger. So we will do that. So another important thing to note while you're making your yogurt is, in the process of preparing it, besides boiling it on a sufuria, the next step, when you'll be mixing your culture, which, as I mentioned before, is your yogurt, mix it in either a glass bowl or a ceramic bowl. Don't use a plastic jug or container or a sufuria to mix it. So for our case, I'll be using these glass jars. This one is 2 liters. And then I'll use this other one, which is 1 liter. So for mixing, I'll be using this one, which is calibrated in 180 ml. So for these 180 ml, I'll use 1.5 to make this one. And then for the smaller one, which is a liter, slightly 1 liter, I'll use only 1, so that it can be thick. But always you'll see the consistency. If you want it thicker, you can use 2 of this one. That will be 360 ml for the bigger jar, or alternatively 1.5. That will purely depend on how thick you want your yogurt to be. So mine, you will see the consistency after it will have let it settle. So also, the purpose of this one is to wrap it, because it's supposed to be airtight. If you have the airtight cans, those ones are much preferable to even these ones. But since I don't have a glass container that has that airtight lid, that is why I used to go with this one, and then I wrap it tightly with the cling film. So yeah, that explains the things that you're going to use. So as I'm telling you the details of this, I'm still waiting for the milk, okay, which is even ready. We will allow it to cool, and then after it has cooled, we mix the culture now. So back to the front camera as I let you see that in practical. Next, we're going to add the milk in our glass jar. First of all, you just add a little bit of it. Then we add our culture, which I've already measured to the brim. Then you mix. I will put 1.5 for the bigger jar. Then after it has completely mixed with the milk in the jar, now you can add the rest of the milk to the point where you want it to reach. I'll use the line from the jar. So the reason I was sieving was so that in case it had made any cream, it doesn't get to enter. So I'm sure there is no cream in the milk, so that's why I'm just adding it without sieving it now. There we go. then we stir it again. It is also good you keep it in a warm place, but also make sure you cover it with towels, wrap it very well so that it can get a lot of warmth. That also helps it to easily make that thick, very thick yogurt. Or alternatively, you can also put it in the oven. I love putting mine in the oven with lights on, and then you just cover it. With times I put very little temperatures, or sometimes I just leave it completely, but I don't see it making much difference. So provided it is well covered, it will be able to just make a good yogurt by the end of the day. So the first one is done. I'll filling it after making the other one. So we add milk. This one I just put kidogo because I don't have much milk left. Plus I believe this will just be enough for the family. So I'll add this one. Also for sugar, I do put sugar by the end of it, or like the following day after it has fermented well or mixed well. That's when I add sugar. Adding sugar is optional. At times I enjoy it even without sugar, because I'm not a big fan of sugar. So after it has mixed well, you add all the remaining milk in it. So the remaining one, I'll use it for the next time I'm making another yogurt. Though also you can opt to buy the smaller yogurt, and then after this one has been processed, which takes about 8 to 12 hours, you can keep some for the so that you can use it as a culture for the next yogurt you'll be making. Personally, I prefer just using fresh ones, though this one too can work after it has made a good yogurt. So since I don't make too much, I think I'll just divide these ones into 2 jars. I don't want to make too much yogurt. I want us to be taking fresh ones every now and again. So yeah, I'll show you after now I've wrapped it. The 2 should be enough. So the next thing we do is to wrap it nicely with the cling film. Make sure it's airtight. If you can see, I've wrapped it with a cling film, but I'll also wrap it with a kitchen towel. So that's just the first wrapping. And I do the same for the other one, for the bigger one. the aim is for it to be airtight. I always just do one wrap, and then I cover it with the kitchen towels, put it in the oven, and that will be done. I let it sit for 8 to 12 hours, put it in the freezer, and we enjoy it cold. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring the kitchen towels, we cover them. So having well covered them, just want to put them now in the oven. I won't preheat it or do anything, I'll just put it direct like that. Hours later, I want us to see how it looks like. I just removed the towels that I covered them with. So it has made a thick soot or layer on top. This is how it looks, very thick. So I just want to whisk it with so that is how it looks. So the first one is okay. That is how it looks. I'm going to check the other one. Also quite thick. I'm going to mix them. Now let's test to see if the sugar level is okay or if we should add. So I'll have to add a little, though for mine I'll remove some, or alternatively I'll put sugar in one, then the other will not put sugar, because there are those of us who don't like sugar in the house, then there are those who love sugar in the house. So we'll put a little for those who prefer sugar, just a little. Then give it a thorough mix. Then at this point it is ready. I'll just put it in the fridge and then we will take it cold. Looks good. That is okay. This one I'm not going to add sugar. Though we are only the two of us who don't like sugar, myself and mom. But that will do. So everyone has been sorted. Next thing, we take them to the fridge. Let it sit there for about 2 hours or 3. And then I just remove it. Then we'll take it anytime now, whenever anyone feels hungry or thirsty, just craves or wanna drink it, that person will be free to drink. So Tumangiskan. Kita tunggu kali lagi. Ni rahasia.
Ni romansia. Oh, ni mangiskan.
Ya tempo doge mitu aketi ngisigari wewe uonde. How is it?
Mama kama. Sio mbaya.
Mau ni godo jomo ko gida. Hizi ni. Iko sawa, sukari ni mabora hii. Ah, sehemu bora sana. Consistency ni bora. Bora ni sukari na saladi.
Sukari ndio ndani.
Kada kitu sukari.
Makuru kan pose ndana babanya ngada ya bad mabukia. Aya huyu ndio maber manade kama ataka umado cha. Ya.
Niko nimebero, ada dungo sakini chaksani mama.
Maka ndega kuni nyale kwa na pale ni otochi wota hivi.
Ni uchampa. Haraka dada.
Ameona.
Nataka yenye kuna sugar ama yenye ina sugar. Glasses ni hizi. Ndio kidogo mali. Nataka yenye ina sugar. Usipo yenye ina sugar ndo kama ni sugar. Niko tamu, watu hapo nafaa kuacha kunywa sugar. Una sugar, utakuwa old very fast.
Bila na moto maskari.
Mama tuwe.
Tani ukete chumvi la.
Umerekodi.
Ana
Cheers! Ora teko deni marot.
haitie.
Teko deni.
Chuko soko kichako.
Ndika kachako.
Soko chako chuna.
Test,